parents were quite wealthy and they got obsessed with Egypt, so they would always go on these like excursions or just join in explorations of Egypt. But when Inez was growing up, she was not allowed to go with them, so she spent a lot of her time with like her extended family and stuff. And basically her parents have gone off again, and she's now turning 18, and she's just excited to maybe, you know, like go with them or just like have a talk about like, hey, how about you bring me with you. However, she receives a, I was about to say notification, like a letter from her uncle who's like, yeah, Diva, your parents are dead, so sorry, if you need anything, hit me up. And she's like, pardon me, what do you mean my parents are dead? And nobody really knows what happened. They're just like, they're dead. So she decides to travel to Egypt to join her uncle, so he said like, hey, if you need anything, like, I'm here. He's not really wanting her there. And his like right hand man, is that what it's called? What the fuck is his name? With for days, that's right. He's also like not really all that ecstatic about having Inez there, and there's this like element of magic because Inez once received a ring from her father. It was an artifact that they found during one expedition, and he gifted it to Inez, which was a big thing because he never would do anything like that. And she found out that there's this, God, what is it called? There's certain word that I want to use, but I won't be able to remember it right now. Whatever. There's certain magic attached to this item, and there's like elements of slight elements of magic in the story, and it talks quite a bit about like Cleopatra, ancient Egypt mythology, ancient Egypt architecture, Cairo, and all of it. So yeah, and basically like, you know, she's trying to uncover what happened to her parents and stuff happens, all that. And this is the second book. I will say that I was so excited about the first one and I had really high hopes, and unfortunately it felt quite flat for me, but I wanted to finish it. Like, I am not, maybe I should be DNF to be fair, but I'm not a quitter. Mama didn't raise a quitter. She kinda did though. So for whatever reason I was just determined to read the second one because it's too large. I'm like, no, I'll power through it. So I don't have really high hopes for this one because of the way the first one ended. I just know there's gonna be certain tropes that I'm like, this is so unnecessary and I hate this. But hey, there were aspects that I liked about the story, and I didn't hate the book. It just wasn't all that I wanted it to be. And I will say the aesthetic of the book is the thing that it's the best about it. So yeah, whatever. So that's a book I would like to read during the summer because of the Egypt background, because it's swelteringly hot because of the heat waves and everything. Speaking of hotness and a lot of it, you know, when it gets really, really hot and you don't protect yourself, you might get sunburned. Yes, I would like to read Sunburn by Chloe Michelle. Now she's Irish, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not gonna be Haworth, but Haworth, as in like Hove in Dublin. So maybe. This was me and my friends' book club book a year ago. She was loosely book club book. She is a book club book, and we will talk about it. We read it Achilles in July. Again, one of the books that has been on my TBR, possibly longest. Definitely not the longest, but one of them. One of the mighty titans that still are there. There's a lot of those, to be fair. Frankly, I am putting this off just because I know it will be my everything. And Eva, I know that I will have to go consult AO3 for fix. Okay, I know. And I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I am. I know basically everything about this book, and I don't mind. I know she will be my everything. It's not taking any enjoyment out of it for me. It will be everything. This is following, since I read Cersei, let's read this one as well. My ear is itchy. Greece in the Age of Heroes. Awkward young prince Patroclus has been exiled to the court of the king Peleus. Despite their differences, Peleus' golden boy Achilles befriends the shamed prince. As they grow into young men, their bond blossoms into something deeper, despite the displeasure of Achilles' mother, the sea goddess Thetis. Yeah, when the word comes that Helena of Sparta has been kidnapped, Achilles must go to war in distant Troy and fulfill his destiny. Torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus goes with them. Oh, Diva, oh, I know. If you know, you know. So, it's time. It's time to sort my eyes out. It's time to go back into my AO3 days. It's time to really, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put the sound of waves and log in. Okay. Speaking of kind of like islands and fantastical question mark stories I have here. We're nearing the end, guys, imagine. Twisted Throne, and then The Tempest Blade, which is whopping 800 pages, alright? I cannot be looking at these, I don't know what's going on in these books. The second one, the final book, came out this year, so I am very excited to finish the series, to be fair. I don't know, I really want to get back into it, I really liked it, so I will be happy to spend my summer reading these. And last, two books on this summer TBR that I'm presenting to you. One of them is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Ew, clean over. No, we don't want to talk about her. Maybe don't defend your potentially abusive son. Allegedly. Happy Place. I have read Happy Place before. So this is actually me and my friend's book club pick for right now. I will be rereading Happy Place. She'll be reading it for the first time. I will say that when I first read Happy Place, I just got back into reading traditionally published books. So I really needed to see how I feel about different genres, different author styles, what the traditional publishing world offers me. It's Oracle. That's the word. That's the word. So yeah. So anyway, guys, these are the books that I would like to read this summer. On top of this, there's like 10 more. That's not gonna get read, but I would say that these are genuinely the ones that I like really want to read because they are somewhat related to summer for me.